everybody's chatty today. It was like I was late coming in. You're all still chatting and you're not even listening to me. Good morning to everybody online. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm going to invite, Cohen. Is my mic on? Yeah, it is on? Okay, good. Oh my gosh, we're completely discombobulated this morning. What's going on? All right, everybody, I am going to have you all stand up. We're going to sing on the bright side of the road.
One, two, three.
From the dark end of the street to the bright side of the road, we'll be lovers once again on the bright side of the road. Oh, darling, come with me. Come and help me share my load. From the dark end of the street to the bright side of the road. And into this life we're born. Maybe sometimes we don't know why. And it seems to go by so fast. In the twinkling of the lights, yeah. Let's enjoy it while we can. You can help me share my load. From the dark end of the street to the bright side of the road. Sometimes we don't know why. And the time seems to go by so fast. In the twinkling of the lights, yeah. Let's enjoy it while we can. You can help me share my load. From the dark end of the street to the bright side of the road. To the bright side of the road. To the bright side of the road.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Are you awake? Yes, good morning. My name is Reverend Helen Velo. I am the spiritual director here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And again, welcome to all of you on Facebook Live. Welcome if you're watching in the archives later this week. And welcome to all of you. If you are here for the very first time, please raise your hands. Reluctantly. And Linda is going to hand you a welcome package. So you got. And just keep your hand raised if you're here for the first time. She'll get around to you. So, we come together on a Sunday to celebrate spirit, to celebrate love, to come together as a community and honor that this is a place for you to explore your your spirituality, to be seen, to be unconditionally loved, and to be celebrated for who you are. We do believe that all people from every walk of life, religion, and race are a beautiful, individualized, powerful, creative, intelligent expression of one love, one creative energy in the universe. In the words of Ernest Holmes, there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. We can use this creative, intelligent energy to better our lives and also better the lives of others. And we acknowledge that this spiritual center is situated upon the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Métis Nation. We also recognize the spiritual masters and the mystics that have walked this earth plane and left their imprint for us to learn from. So welcome to your spiritual home. It's a pleasure to have you here today. And we are going to start off the morning with announcements. So our first announcement is, I was reminded this morning, 11 days until our very Merry Christmas Jazz Cabaret extravaganza that is happening here on Thursday, November 29th. It starts at 6:30. There will be hors d'oeuvres, and I can now officially say the hors d'oeuvres are going to be catered by Pucka Restaurant. Woo! There will be wine and beer and Perrier, your first drink and hors d'oeuvres, and some incredible desserts that are going to be supplied by Lucy. They're all on us. Plus, there's some really fun draw prizes. And an incredible show with our band, produced by Tony Matthews. It's going to be fun, entertaining, and probably a little bit naughty. Just saying. Naughty is nice. So please get your tickets. They're available online. They're available in the Live Well store. And it's a great way to kick off the holiday season and to have some fun. And who doesn't want to have some fun? Yes? Fun is good. Fun is good. What else do we have? Carrie is offering a free essential oils class upstairs. That would be Carrie, right over there. Carrie. This is on Sunday, December 2nd. It's upstairs. Carrie, stand up again. Somebody wants to see who you are. Right there. That woman right there. She is a master with essential oils. She is incredible. And so that class is for free. For free after service on Sunday, December 2nd upstairs. So there is a sign-up sheet where you can sign up in the Live Well store just so she has an idea of who's coming and how much product to bring with her.
Wait, so I have to make sure I have enough for people to take something.
Yeah. Thank you. And our Science of Mind study group is now online. So you can pop in anytime, any Wednesday from 7 to 8:30 online via Zoom. The Zoom link is posted on our calendar on our website. So you can always go in and find it. It is a great way to familiarize yourselves with this teaching, which is a phenomenal teaching based on that we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, governed by our own use of the law of cause and effect. So as we change and focus our mind being not just our thoughts, our hearts, and we harness that energy, we can be in control of our lives and create our lives the way we choose. So that's available to you, and you can just pop in anytime. Also, Tony. Where is Tony? Tony, you moved. Ah, you were back there, now you're there. That's why he's producing our show. He's everywhere. It is also my pleasure to say thank you to Tony. He is our volunteer of the month. So come on up here, Tony. Oh, look, more orchids. And just so you know, Tony, he steps in everywhere. And thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Woohoo, Tony. And if you would like your name up in lights, that may happen someday if you're volunteering. Oh, also, our product of the week. Linda will be so happy to know what our product of the week is.
Oh, yes.
That was a big oh yes. So as I stated last week, I had given Linda some of these for her birthday, and she went, I'll never use this. And then she said to me, oh my God, it replaces saran wrap. And they're made from beeswax, and they're environmentally friendly, but they also keep your food really fresh. And they are available in our Live Well store. So, Aiden's going, yes, too. Got them for Christmas. Yes, if you want to do your Christmas shopping, go to the Live Well store. All right, also, speaking of Aiden, I would just like you to know, in case you didn't know, and you were looking for something like this, Aiden gives vocal lessons. And I had someone come up to me yesterday, because I taught a workshop with 53 people here yesterday. And, oh, yes, I did. Surprise! And someone came up to me and said, oh my God, I just had my first lesson with Aiden. It was the best vocal lesson ever, and I can't wait to get to the next one. So I said to her this morning, Aiden, you give vocal lessons. She goes, yeah, I'm always looking for students. So, hey, if you're looking for a vocal teacher, speak to Aiden after service. Also, speaking of Aiden and Brendan and a couple of other people that sometimes play with us, oh, okay. And Brendan teaches piano. He teaches keyboards. Oh. They also have a gig next Thursday night at the
Junction City Music Hall.
This 22nd, November 22nd, Junction City Music Hall.
Our band is called Goddess.
The band is called Goddess. So if you want to see Aiden perform outside of here, go check her out. All right, that is it. Thank you for indulging me with the announcements there. And we're going to bring it down. So I'm going to invite you all to take a breath in. And take it away when you're ready there, Aiden.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free. As I continue walking in this mystery. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. I am stronger every moment, every day. I am stronger every moment, every day.
Take a breath in. Release, let go. Allow yourself to surrender into the arms of the beloved. Knowing that within each one of us is this beautiful divine spirit. This spirit is fierce grace. Which is the ultimate key to transcend any difficulty we may be experiencing in our life. When we can go within to that sweet, tender spot that is pure love, we can find meaning in any situation, any difficulty, and we can weather life's fiercest moments. We can grow, and we can potentially transform them into something that allows us to surrender and know that we are whole, perfect, complete. Yes, we can surrender into the grace of who we truly are and experience the wholeness within us that is truly divine. And so I invite you to allow the presence of your own divinity, your own essence, to guide you and to experience deeper love, deeper compassion, deeper forgiveness, and a deeper meaning for your existence here on this earth plane as a spiritual being living in a spiritual universe. We are never our history, We are what we choose to become, and we have that choice in every moment. We are not our roles. We are our journey. We are not any limiting experience. We are the creative power of infinite potential. Wholeness is our birthright to actualize. Today, I invite you to drop deep into that whole perfect, beautiful, loving space within and receive your good. And so it is. And so I invite you to take another breath in, breathing in to that heart space. Feeling the presence and the wholeness and the unity of this moment. And then I'm going to invite you all to open your eyes, to stand up, and to sing out from your heart space. And we're going to sing Three Little Birds.
Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing gonna be alright. Saying don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. We're singing, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright. You know every little thing gonna be alright. Said every little thing gonna be alright.
All sound amazing. Oh, that was awesome, because you are amazing. Yes, yes. And I'm going to invite another amazing person up here to the front, our practitioner of the day, Lori Leckwold, who always has something inspiring to say. So come on up, Lori. Woo.
Good morning. So before I get too deep into my talk, I have to share that this morning as I was trying to transfer my talk from my computer to my iPad, I spilled a cup of coffee on the top of my computer. I had a moment where I went, oh damn. There was probably a different word there. But it was a moment of, I shouldn't have done that. And I immediately went into a place of shame and regret and all of that. And then I went, wait a minute, I'm talking about wholeness today. So here I go. And remembering my wholeness, even in that experience, because it's perfect, whole, and complete. So my quote today is from Ernest Holmes. All human endeavor is an attempt to get back to the first principle, to find such an inward wholeness that all sense of fear, doubt, and uncertainty vanishes. So we all know that we were born perfect, whole, and complete. We began this human experience in this state, and over time, we have been conditioned to accept fear and uncertainty as our normal. We just need to know that it isn't. So I invite you to remember a time in your life when you weren't afraid, when you tried something new, you stepped outside of your comfort zone, and you took that leap of faith. Do you remember that feeling of sheer joy that activity was what you wanted to do? And then along comes some person that thinks that they're doing something good for you by telling you you shouldn't. And they instill fear. Can we go back to that place where we remember the joy instead of the fear? Knowing that we are whole and complete no matter what, and not allowing the opinions of others, their fears, to imprint on us. The sense of knowing our wholeness has been buried under years of conditioning. Your wholeness is there. It always has been. I invite you to peel away that layer of fear. Peel away that layer of anxiety, of doubt, of uncertainty. Find it. It's going to take work, but that work is worth it. That work put me here with you today because I let go of the fears of somebody else's conditioning. And I have fears every day. Unconsciously dumping my coffee onto my computer was a fear. And then I had to step back and remember my wholeness. Each and every one of us present here and online are whole and perfect beings. We just need to take the time and remember that and recognize it and embrace it. I didn't leave you with this. I love you. I see you. You are whole and complete just as you are. Namaste. So, our affirmation for this month is up on the screen. I'm going to say it once and I'm going to invite you to say it with me. My life's roots grow deeper and deeper in spiritual truth. I am whole, complete, and one with all of life. My life's roots grow deeper and deeper in spiritual truth. I am whole, complete, and one with all life. So now we're going to do a spiritual mind treatment. So I invite you to feel grounded in the space that you are. If you choose, you can close your eyes and take from this treatment what you need for today. In this time and space right here and now, there is only one truth, and that is that all of life is perfect, whole, and complete. That love is everything that we need in this time, and that each and every person here is the beautiful manifestation of the divine, the loving energy, the wholeness, that we are. And as we take in this time together, we know and we embrace the wholeness and the love that we truly are. Shining that wholeness to each and every person that we encounter, shining it for ourselves and for the world to see. And in this knowing and in this perfection, there is much gratitude for all present here and online, for the wholeness, the gratitude, the love, the light. It is beautiful and it is ours. And with this, I release this loving energy, this word, out into the universal presence, knowing it is whole and complete, and each one of us are as well. I release, I let go, I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. I just want to repeat something that you said in treatment. This light is beautiful, and it is ours. This light is beautiful, this spirit, this energy of love. It is ours. And when we can take ownership that this is who and what we are, we have the opportunity to rise above and transcend the circumstances that we experience in the world. So thank you for those words, Laurie. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to tell you, I had a little incident with my computer. I was standing here yesterday facilitating, and I had it over here, and I had some notes to read a visualization. So I'd put my computer on the stand. Not a good thing to do. And then I was scrolling, and as I was scrolling, I was moving the computer, and as I was doing that, the whole thing was going like this. So the poor people in the middle of their visualization, it was like, okay, my computer's not going to the floor, the stand is, because I'm saving my computer. Oh, those moments with computers. We all have them. It's another unifying factor. This next song, our feature song, is an original by Aidan Farrell. It is exquisite, called
Mad Love.
Mad Love. So enjoy.
You lay neath the sun while I sit and I stare at the moon. You look at your life from a different point of view. I'll never know quite how it feels to be you. So go ahead and tell your story. Tell me what you're going through. 'Cause you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. Yeah, you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. Yeah, you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. No matter who you are, you know I got mad love for you. If we really want to heal the world, then we have to learn. When we're faced with an act gift of hate, we show love in return. It ain't always easy, that don't mean we can't try. Put your hand on your heart and turn your head to the sky. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. No matter who you are, you know I got mad love for you. For the ones that hurt you, for the one you call Savior, for your best friend, your family, for yourself, for a stranger, for the ones we live for the freedom of all, for the gifts we've been given. If we can't love, we're not living. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. No matter who you are, you know I got, yeah, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. Show 'em that you got mad love, mad love, mad love. No matter who you are, no matter who you are, no matter who you are, you know I got mad love for you.
Aiden Farrell, everybody.
Ooh. That song was not the one that Brendan originally had sent around, and then Aiden said, no, I want to sing this song, and it's so perfect for what I'm speaking about, because I'm going to talk about spiral dynamics. And we had this workshop with Jim Lockhart, who was here last weekend. And on the Saturday, we had a full day with him about spiral dynamics. And if I can get you just to move, I even have a slide for you for this. Woo! I don't know if you can read it all, but it'll just help you follow along with what I'm going to say. Because one of the lines in Aiden's song, we all have different points of view, but I have mad love for you. No matter where you are, I've got mad love. And no matter where we are on the spiral, and this is taken from a very humanistic point of view, because we are all spirit, we are these dynamic beings, and we are in constant movement up the spiral, whether we like it or not. We move up the spiral because the conditions in our life keep evolving. And so, and I'll talk a little bit about that, but I want you to think of this as you as a spiritual being, not just get caught up in the humanness, but that we have so much unlimited potential to tap into and be all of this and integrated and whole in our being. So, as I said, spiral dynamics is a model about human thinking and development. And it basically is our human intelligence is evolving with the context of the world. And so how we perceive and interact in the world is often based on what's happening in the world. And we are all of these different levels that I will go into, but we have one that's sort of more our center of gravity. that really we kind of anchor ourselves into because that's where it's comfortable for us. And yet we can operate on different levels at different times. So this first stage at the very, very bottom, and they alternate between being individualistic and communal. Because we move in our evolution between being individualistic and communal. So in any of these stages, we are either open systems or we are arrested, which means we're stuck in something, or we're just a closed system. And so it's going to be really interesting, and I invite you to kind of go, oh yeah, I can see where I maybe get stuck in that, but maybe, oh, I evolve into something else. And I can see where I'm open to evolving up into a higher level of consciousness. And so this first level at the very bottom is, it's archaic, and it's us as little babies that must survive, and our needs must be met by somebody else. And the other thing I want to say is the first 6 levels, which is where most of the human population is, all relates to what Lori was saying because they're all based in fear, and they're all based in survival. So, us as ancient humans and us as little babies, we're in that first stage where we must have somebody help us survive. So that's basically less than 5% of the population at this point. And then we evolve into, and this emerged about 50,000 years ago, into this communal, tribal way of living where there were magical spirits and gods and blessings and curses and spells. And this is how people lived. And so this was seen, where people would say, I'll put a curse on you. And a lot of gangs actually have this kind of tribal mentality where we're going to go and get the other one. And this is about less than 10% of our population is actually centered at this stage. But you also see this in today in corporate tribes, in athletics, and you can see it also in a lot of third world settings because they're still trying to survive and they haven't had the education to evolve into something more. And then we move into the red power gods. Now, interestingly enough, I was going through this with my daughter's boyfriend, who's just turned 23, and I decided to give him a lesson in spiral dynamics last night. Just what he wanted. He got it whether he wanted it or not. But what was interesting, when I asked him where he most identified himself, it was in the red power gods, which kind of surprised me because this is a very individualistic warrior value system. And it emerged distinct from the tribe, and where we went into mythic spirits, dragons, beasts, and powerful people. And so, the world is a jungle, it's full of threats, and we want to conquer people. And this is where, there's the use of manipulative and pervasive force, or the threat of force. And this basically emerged 15,000 years ago. But it's also seen in the terrible twos, right? The little kid who goes, no! And the rebellious youth, and the James Bond epic heroes are in this spiral. And I mean, part of us can all relate to it in some respects. But it was interesting, this is about 20% of the global population is considered to be in this red stage, or this red part of the spiral. And then what came about was the blue, conformist rule. And this is the traditional value system. And this is the righteous order that keeps everything in line. There's a code of conduct. It's an absolutist mentality. And there's a right way of thinking and a wrong way of thinking. And it really is based in, if you think of the monarchy and different groups that are very rule-oriented. Now, this emerged about 350 years ago because it started to happen with the Age of Enlightenment. And it's all about manipulating the laws of the universe. And we see this in our teachings when we talk about how the Wright brothers were able to manipulate the laws of gravity in order to create flight. They knew the laws, but they were able to manipulate them in order to create the airplane. So this kind of conformist blue spiral still exists a lot today. It's about 30% of the population is still in this blue conformist. And it's funny because my daughter's boyfriend said, "Oh, this is where Mahala is, because she's such a rule follower." And she is. She's 25 years old, but she's very much a rule follower. And it's like, don't deviate from the rules, because the rules are there for a reason. How many of you can relate to that? Yeah. And so then what happened is there was the emergence of what's called the orange, which is again coming back to an I matter. I'm an individual here. And this is where we see a lot of the science start to emerge into our world and the technology. And we become very technologically oriented and very attached to money, very attached to belongings, very attached to status. And there's about 30% of the population that's still in that area of the orange. Now, the thing is we're in all of them. There's a part of us that's in all of these different levels. It's just, where do you land more? But this is also the emerging of the middle classes, the world banking system. This is colonialism and the Cold War, materialism, and a lot of self-interest. And then emerges green, because the green goes, but what about the environment? And what about everybody else? Now, what was really funny in the workshop, since we got to green, there were so many people that went, oh, this is a very green community. Very heart-centered, feelings matter, very much, for all of us, there must be a consensus, and very rebellious to the orange, because the orange is destroying the environment. You think of the oil companies and the fracking and all of that, and then there's all this pushback about it because that's wrong. It just is. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying what Greens perceive. And so what happens is that there's this whole pushback within our communities and within our organizations and within our cultures and within us personally. Because how many of you relate to orange? And you don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you relate to green? And it's like, oh, but this is the right way to be. But what you must remember is all of those tiers from beige to green are based in fear and survival. That is not spirit. That is a need to survive, which is different than thriving in the wholeness of everything is happening and evolving, and we're changing and growing, and we can see value in all of the layers of the spiral. And we don't make one right and one wrong, and we stop polarizing the world or polarizing others. And so the idea is now to move beyond. And it was very interesting because in the workshop, so we had some very distinct oranges who were like, ugh, green, ugh, don't buy into green. We had some blues, and the greens were looking at the oranges going, aha, you're wrong. No, we need to all be in this together. And then Jim Lockhart said, well, green is where organizations go to die. Because, oh great. But what he meant about that, so the oranges were going, yay! And yet, the thing is because if we don't have all of these aspects that are healthy and open and expansive, none of us will move up into the top two tiers, which is yellow and turquoise. And yellow and turquoise, yellow is about 3% of the population, which is more integrative, are able to really see everybody's point of view, take a look, take the good in each aspect and take that and utilize it and work with it instead of against it, as well as then move up into turquoise, which is the highest level that's emerged thus far, which is when we step into the mystic, when we really understand there's only love, and we operate from that place of love only. And so only about right now 1% of 1% of the population, the global population, is in turquoise. We need a few more up there. And we also need to start to step into our unlimited potential within us to really take a look at ourselves, understand ourselves. And what I like about this model is we can take it and look at it and identify all those different aspects and how they have shown up out of a need to survive, out of fear that there isn't enough, that we won't be loved, we're not good enough, someone will judge us, I've got to survive in the world, I just kind of got to get by here. And we take the healthy aspects of it and really integrate into our wholeness and start coming together individually as whole, healthy, spiritual beings, but also then collectively to step out into the world to be of service in the world. Now, one of the interesting things about this model is that it was used at the end of apartheid in South Africa, where they went in and worked with the government, and this was just before Nelson Mandela was released, to help the government understand the different levels that people were at, and instead of having them be against each other, which is unfortunately happening now, but it didn't happen. It was a very different experience when Nelson Mandela was released and stepped into government, was to understand how to bring people up in the spiral, to accept where people are on the spiral, and to understand what their needs were to survive. Because when you're, and this was a really interesting thing, I'll come back to that, but when our needs are taken care of, and we feel like we have an opportunity to go beyond survival, we're willing to be open. But when we're in fear, we shut down and we become immobilized. and we become closed-minded. Interestingly enough, in talking with Jason, my daughter's boyfriend, he said he identified himself in red. He also identified himself in orange. And I said, well, I think he must have a little bit of green in there as well, because he probably wouldn't be with my daughter. It probably would not work. But he said something so interesting, and it was very green of him, because he actually wants to be a police officer, red. But he said, and the police force needs this kind of person. He said, the gun laws in Switzerland are the same as the gun laws in the U.S. He said, the difference is Switzerland takes care of their people. And I went, oh, wow. And he said, we need to take care of our people. And I said, oh, you actually have a little bit of green in you. But it was, I can see this green emerging. But it was so interesting to see someone young, as I look over to the young ones over there, who are paying no attention to me whatsoever. But someone who is a millennial, they can identify so clearly and so unabashedly, right? Yeah, here's where I am, boom, boom, boom. This is what I identify with. No shame about it, no embarrassment about it, just willing to call it out, but recognizing all those different levels. And that's healthy. Because sometimes we want to say, oh no, I'm not that level. I'm not this, I'm not that. But then we're not looking at our shadow. We're not looking at that part of us that we are projecting onto others, that's driving us unconsciously. And what we want to be able to do is say, yeah, I'm all of it. I am all of it. In this human experience, given the right circumstances, if we deny that we're not capable of doing anything because of our fear and our need to survive, then we're not looking at our shadow. We are denying an aspect of ourselves, and that makes us passive aggressive. And so what we want to be able to do is really own all parts of ourselves, to really look at ourselves and say, yeah, you know what? Here's where I get stuck. Here's where I flow. Here's where I make myself right and others wrong. And here's what I can let go of. And here's what I can start to surrender into. And when we start to surrender into the knowing that there's something that will help us to thrive, to go beyond the fear, that this fear is a human learned experience and feeling. We were not born as fear. We were born as pure, unlimited potential. And then we had all the experiences and other people's ideas of what we should or shouldn't be impressed upon us, which created fear. But that's not who we are. So this week, what I invite you to do is to really look at, where am I stuck? And if you want this, if you want some handouts, I'm happy to email them to anybody, so you can start to really take a look at yourself on the spiral and see where you're at. But it's an important thing to know that we don't have to get stuck in the human need to survive, that we can step way up into that unlimited potential and be that pure divine love that we are and thrive. And don't you want to thrive? Yes. Yes. Can you imagine what our world would look like if we were thriving and supporting others in thriving and being their best. And here's the thing. Oh, yeah, now you're listening to me. I love it how you just give it to me, Brendan. I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody on Friday night. Oh my God. Now, I'm a Queen fan. I want to do a whole Queen-themed musical extravaganza here on a Sunday. But what was so incredible was to see these 4 individuals who were very scientific, very intelligent, take that creative power within them and express it in the world in such a magnificent way. And whether you like their music or not, they were musical geniuses. Although Jason disagreed with me on that one, at which point I said I might have to throw you out of my house. But, or we can agree to disagree. But it's that energy that we all have within us, that unlimited potential. So invite it in. Dive deep into it and see where it takes you in your life. See what you can do with it in your life. Because the world needs you to express that unlimited potential within you. So go for it. Namaste. So we have a new song we're going to sing. It's an old new song that we're going to sing as the baskets go around. Take what you have to give to the center today, and if you would hold it in your hands and bless it, we thank you for it. It's greatly appreciated by the board of directors, and I invite you all to stand up.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, to the right, to the left, to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. And I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Said I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, yeah.
In this time and space, right here and now, we are grateful for all of the blessings bestowed upon this center by all present here and online, and for any prayer cards in here. We know the truth that you are perfect, whole, and complete. And together we say, and so it is.
1, 2, 3.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude around me. I'm so grateful,
that song. I would like to say thank you. First of all, thank you to all of you online. Thank you to those of you who donate online as well. Thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you for being here for today. If you're new for the first time, blah, 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 I'm trying to get out there. Thank you for bringing your consciousness to this center. And I would like to say thank you to Kim on camera, Cohen on sound. Our community practitioner today is Linda. Our lead practitioner, thank you, Lori, so much for your wonderful words. Thank you, Lena, for her meditation. Thank you to all the volunteers, Tom and Tony and Tasha and Wynn and Margaret Ann and could not do it. Sandra as well, thank you. Couldn't do it without the incredible volunteers in this center. And thank you, Spirit, for just being so present, so alive, and so vital in each and every moment. We are so very, very blessed to know that there's only one thing going on, and that is Spirit. And with that, I am going to hand it over to the band to finish off with a great, wonderful, good old fun song, I Release and I Let Go.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God wasn't hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Yes, Brendan. You gotta let it go. And this is what I have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit from my life, and my heart is open wide. Said I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit from my life, and my heart is open wide. Said I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife.